I still continue to get comments like this on a video I posted a few months ago about, jokingly, but I'm being actually very serious, suing Hinge, because that algorithm I feel like is so anti-Black, and based on the hundreds of comments of other Black women who are having the exact same experience.
All right, guys, go and check out this compilation video. Here we go.
Social media and dating apps have destroyed dating. Anybody still trying to find somebody through those avenues? Cooked. Absolutely cooked. I still continue to get comments like this on a video I posted a few months ago about, jokingly, but I'm being actually very serious, suing Hinge, because that algorithm I feel like is so anti-Black, and based on the hundreds of comments of other Black women who are having the exact same experience.
Is that where we're at this point in time? You have women possibly suing Hinge?
Huh?
Due to them not receiving the outcome that they thought they would receive on these dating apps?
I have been slow to post a response to all the comments I received on that video. It blew up more than I expected because I am no longer on the dating apps. I'm actually taking a very, very cool hiatus from dating because it's just so bad. Why does a dating app have an option to have, I'm figuring out my dating goals, I'm looking for something short term? Like, I'm not looking for that. And it seems like every guy on there is looking for that. But I do have some very good friends who are still actively on the dating apps, who are still trying to find the love of their life. They are Black women, they are successful, they are well-traveled, they are multifaceted, they have so many hobbies. They are like the most fascinating, most beautiful and incredible people I have ever met. And the app is continuing to feed them the most vile, unemployed, non-serious, hypersexual, scary men like I've ever seen in my life. And I emphasize on them being Black women because, yeah, the dating apps seem to be bad for everybody, but I see the experience of my white counterparts on the app. Some of my girlfriends who are white, their app looks completely different. The men they are getting shown, completely different.
Let me know what you guys think about that, because I believe that it's contingent upon the metrics on Hinge. If there's more engagement on your profile and people are coming to your profile, they're liking your profile, they're messaging you, you know, they're constantly maybe revisiting your profile, you know, there's different metrics in place, you have high traffic. Yeah, I mean, Hinge and these dating apps are going to push your profile, right? Because these particular apps want their users to stay on the app as long as possible. I don't think it's Hinge or the dating apps necessarily discriminating against Black women. I think it's ultimately the top 10 percentile of men are basically bypassing these particular individuals, okay? Regardless if they're Black, white, circle, square, or triangle, they're basically saying they're not interested.
And on top of that, they have an equal parts white men liking them, and the rest of the men are men of color, right? Black men, Asian men, Indian men, all the types of men. So I don't want to open Pandora's box of like, well, yeah, because they don't date Black women and they only want to date white women. And I had a lot of those men on my video trying to push that narrative that no one wants to date Black women. I rebuke that narrative so heavy. Yes, there is a bunny hopping epidemic, but to like spew out nobody wants to date Black women.
But you see, that's the problem right there. You can't even critique them at all, right? Could it be maybe, just maybe, people don't necessarily want to deal with the attitude, the stereotype of Black women being hard to deal with? Could it be that? Maybe, just maybe? Of course not. Of course not. Okay, according to these modern women, they're the best thing since sliced bread.
But I know there are Black women who have found success pre-2023. I think that's when the apps really took a nosedive. If you didn't find anyone before 2023, it's like finding a needle in a haystack there. But in the real world, more success than on the dating app. But something about the dating apps just seems so anti-Black, and it really pushes this experience. I just feel like dating apps and social media have destroyed the sense of dating. First off, apps being anti-Black, but second, nothing is natural about being able to swipe right, swipe left, and decide on how to pick a partner. Especially when now a lot of the men left on the dating apps are not looking for partners. They're not looking for anything serious. They're looking for like the quickest little way to get their pee-pee wet, and then they go on about their day. And then social media, there's literally men out here who like to use social media as a gauge of how to perceive you before actually taking you out. I had a man literally tell me from a dating app, he wanted to get my social media because he said that's a sense of getting to know how you carry yourself as a woman. And I'm like, what? My social media grid?
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with a man looking at your social media to determine who you really are? And based on what he finds, maybe he wants to move forward or maybe he doesn't.
Don't post that often on. It's going to tell you what you need to know about me. It's like brain rot. Like men who literally think like this, it feels like there's more of them than they're not. You have to find a man at this point with no digital footprint. I think that's the only way. Find a man who hates the dating apps and find a man who is not on social media and cross your fingers that everything else about him seems to be normal, because there's nothing more terrifying than a man who's actively on Instagram and then they are on every single dating app. Like, I've seen men from the dating apps from 2021 when I first moved to Chicago. They're still on there. Same exact photos from like 5 years ago. It's so weird. It's so scary. It's so bizarre. And I really feel like there needs to be somehow a class action lawsuit against these apps, or like everyone either needs to download them completely or they need to run out of business, because they've ruined everything. Like, our generation is so cooked, so fried, and I wish dating apps never existed.
Absolutely insane.
How is it that I look like this today, yet no man wants me to be his girlfriend?
Stop it. Get some help.
Is this a serious question? Because women just went from saying they rather pick a bear over a man. So why the hell would men approach you or even look in your direction? But not only that, so many women have taught men over the years that all men are predatory, so the good men of the world gave up. And it's so funny because women will constantly say that men don't listen, but now that men are listening, y'all are wondering where the good guys are at, why they don't approach you anymore, and why men are just simply not interested. And why the hell would they be interested? They don't know if they're going to be the next subject of all men are trash content on social media. They don't know if they're going to be accused of doing something they didn't do. They don't know if they're going to be used for dates. They don't know if they're going to be manipulated and then called a narcissist. And in this particular video, she's also asking why didn't they approach her because she looks the way that she looks. But the bottom line is most women are basic. There's nothing special to them. We all look the freaking same. So yeah, you actually have to come with more than just your looks. You actually need a personality nowadays too. Okay, bye.
I couldn't have said it better myself. We're not special. None of us, men or women. We're just human beings. Right? So the fact that women think they're special because they put on makeup and a wig is crazy.
Some of them will even say, "Oh, I'm used to girls walking up to me."
Insane. But
What happened to
not
your
insane.
Natural, what happened to your natural instinct? Is that gone now? Are men just choosing not to walk up to women? Is that a thing?
Kind of a thing. Fear is real. Mental health is real. The anxiety of trying to approach someone is real.
Millennials, if you didn't know, they're the age range here. They would have had to been born between 1981 and 1996 to be a millennial. Now let's look at some of the top dating apps right now. The creator of Tinder, Sean Rad, is 37. The creator of Hinge is Justin McLeod at 39. And the creator of Bumble is Whitney Wolf Hurd at 34. Now you got to think to yourself, a lot of Gen Zs are talking about how the streets are trash, there's no one out there right now. And a lot of them used to subscribe to dating apps. They've given up on dating apps. And now there's the same people that don't even know how to date. Okay. How many Gen Zs have you come across that would genuinely say, I don't even know how to walk up to a woman? I don't know how to pursue a woman. I'm not used to that.
I don't think a man's natural instinct has gone anywhere. I think it's still there. If a man finds a woman attractive in his head, he's probably going to say, oh, she's attractive. But is he going to act on his natural instinct? Probably not. Probably not. Considering the fact and the landscape of what's going on when it comes to the single dating market, he doesn't necessarily want to be accused of anything. You got the whole Me Too movement and, the cancel movement, and she might find you a creep if she doesn't find you attractive. And if she does find you attractive, she might give you a pass. And there's just so many uncertainties, and it's just not worth the risk. And I think more and more men are realizing that. And they're just protecting their peace. Right? So if men simply get out the way, respect women, they have a problem with it. if a man approaches a woman and the woman doesn't find him attractive, there's going to be a problem there. You know what I mean? So it's almost like damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I saw somebody on here say that if a man hits a woman in self-defense because she hit him first, that never trying to defend himself. He just always wanted to hit a woman. Let me speak from experience. I was attacked by an old roommate, this white girl, because low-key she was a little crazy. That's besides the point. For 45 minutes, fresh out of sleep, she banging on my door. I opened the door. She just punched me in the face, continued to punch me for 45 minutes, while also saying some weirdly racially charged words. At no point during that confrontation did my hands leave the side of my body. Why? I'm 6'3". At the time, I was 215 pounds. Not a single one of these punches she was landing was causing any serious damage to me. And I knew in my heart of hearts that if I touched her, one, it was going to hurt her far more than she could hurt me. And two, I don't need to be hitting a woman to get my point across or to even protect myself. Back away. Leave the situation. If you were willing to touch a woman because she hit you first, it had nothing to do with her hitting you. You just wanted to do it the whole time and finally got a chance to do it.
So let me get this straight. You let a white woman put hands and feet on you and call you racial slurs for 45 minutes? 45 minutes? Now, I'm not saying to knock the Starbucks pumpkin spice out of her, because people should have their hands to themselves. Let's be clear. But again, if a woman is putting hands and feet on you and just beating you down and calling you racial slurs for 45 minutes, 1 minute, it happened once. No. 45 minutes, almost an hour. Come on, bro. Like, defend yourself. Call 911. Do something.